Hey everybody, it's Nick with Farming with Solar, and today we're going to wire this panel to our market trailer. As you may have heard in my last video about I mentioned in our last video about our generator potentially dying, and sure enough, it did. So this is going to be a budget build. Our market is tomorrow, and I was able to source most of the things that I had already on hand. I just had to buy a battery and a couple terminals. But most of everything I had, I'm pulling a 12-volt system from my overland rig, which you might be able to see right there, my Tacoma, right there. So we're going to do a quick 12-volt system and do it in the trailer. So budget build. So using a Victron MPPT charge controller, and actually I got these batteries off Amazon. Had a lot of good reviews on it and did a little bit of research. So we're just going to check them out. We're going to see what it's capable of running. We're going to run the 12 volts system. Oh, look at that. Very nice. 12 volt system. Got two 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate batteries from Dumbfume, and we're going to see how well it can run a couple of freezers and a refrigerator. We're going to test these out really quickly and see what we came up with. A lot of times from the factory, they don't actually send these charged, but let's take a look and see what we got. Oh yeah, look at that. That's actually pretty good. Let's see what we got on the other battery. Oh, very nice. Plan here is to go ahead and get the system set up right here. We're going to kind of keep it pretty mobile so I can remove it as I need to. Plan is two 12-volt 100 amp hour batteries, a Victron charge controller, and this Energizer inverter. Now, all of these things, with the exception of the batteries, I actually had on hand. This is what I used for my overland rig. And again, budget build until I can get some extra funds to be able to do a more sustainable build. For right now, cooler weather, we don't really need all that much stuff. Right now I'm just putting on the bus bars, kind of getting everything configured, then we'll wire everything up in a second. Again, quick budget build. There are things that I am going to have to add a little bit later. With the market being tomorrow, kind of a thing about farming is you just make it work for when you need it. And afterwards, you go back and fix it. One thing I like about these Victrons is they're very high quality, but also they're pretty capable in terms of being flexible. So I actually run this MPPT controller, smart controller, on my overland rig. I've got a Tacoma that I built up for it, and I run 12 volts just to run some basic stuff, lighting for a canopy, and a fridge cooler. And that's what we take when we go camping, which is a totally different thing for being off-grid now, because we're 100% off-grid. And I've only ever used this really once, and it was to run an air compressor. I was doing a build pretty far away from a power source. I ran it off my truck. I've got 2 AGM batteries that run off the truck, and ran this, and it ran the compressor perfectly fine. I was actually kind of surprised, but all in all, it worked well. So which way do I want to do this? Let's see. How do I want to mount this? Go that way. Mount it this way. I'm going to have to add a fuse. I will add that later. Thankfully, when I'm at the market, I'm with the trailer the entire time, so don't have to worry about it too much as far as just kind of leaving it. But definitely for safety, adding a fuse and a cutoff switch, pretty important. For now, I'm not going to be able to. Push that in a little more. All right. Now, I always like to have battery last, so cable's too long. Oh, come on. Man, they could have made these longer. Make these shorter. Probably would help if I had a Phillips and not a flathead. We're just about done now, so let's go ahead and wire up our battery. We've got the panel just about ready to go. We're going to go parallel on this so I have more amp hours. Almost forgot. For the record, this is a more DIY setup, not a professional, just more of a just kind of study, make it work, figure it out type deal, which is a very much so big part of farming. You ever wonder why farmers have so much stuff? Is because that's their workshop inventory. They know exactly what they have in case of something failing, good case example, and they know what they have on hand to be able to make it work. So right now I have it just kind of testing this out. It's a 48 volt panel. I'm just gonna plug it in, see what happens. All right, got everything set up. Running a 440 Aptos panel here. Technically it's a house panel, but we're gonna make it work for today. Just running that through and into here. 12 volt system. Everything is working. And time to test the load. It's now running the load. You can kind of hear the refrigerator's humming. See the lights on. Some chicken that we just packaged. Freezer's going. And there's that. Thanks for watching. Hope you subscribe. We've got more random projects that we're going to do as far as solar. It's all solar related with what we're doing. And we'll actually do a post video tomorrow while we're at the market, and we'll see how things go. Catch you later.